Hi, I'm Valerie Pritchett.
And I'm Monica Cryan. Thanks for joining us for Destination PA. We're highlighting places across the state you can visit for a quick getaway.
The Cumberland Valley is home to one of 13 state-designated scenic rivers, and the area's creeks are known for great fishing.
The Yellow Breeches is used for lots of recreational activities. If you get towards the lower end, towards down past Messiah, McCormick Road, kayaking is really big down there. And up to the northern end here towards Newville, you get a lot of fly fishing and that kind of activity.
I joined Adam Spangler and Alan Schreffler of the Pennsylvania Fish and Boat Commission to learn about fly fishing. Alan, who's been fishing since childhood, did most of the teaching. He says the Yellow Breeches' many fishing locations is especially welcome in this age of social distancing.
If I pull into a parking lot and there's a lot of cars and I can see there's people everywhere, there's typically another spot just as good, not that far away, without a lot of people there. So you keep that rod tip lower to the water and then just stop it whenever you want it to straighten out. Okay, that's fine. So
the very first one,
yeah.
I get it caught in the tree.
You'll learn that you gotta get used to getting caught in trees.
Just a few yards downstream, Edward from Chester County was reeling them in.
Oh yeah, I caught a lot of fish. It's been a good day. This is really a beautiful creek. I mean, I come here because it just relaxes me. I mean, if I don't catch fish, I'm fishing, so. But when I have a good day, then I get sort of smart.
The Yellow Breeches starts in the Michaud State Forest in Cumberland County and stretches 56 miles until it joins the Susquehanna River.
Every year, millions come to Pennsylvania to see one of the most incredible display gardens in the U.S. Alex Butler shows us the beauty of Longwood Gardens.
Longwood Gardens is one of the most beautiful places on earth.
From the flowers to the fountains, there is beauty at every turn.
It's stunning, absolutely stunning.
With over 1,000 acres of outdoor gardens, indoor gardens, and greenhouses to get to, there's a map to help you along the way.
We know that our property is big and there's so many things to see and do, so we actually have an interactive map that you can pull right up on your phone. That tells you where you are in the gardens and highlights some of the things to see.
One of the stars of Longwood is the conservatory.
It's 4 acres under glass, and every day of the year it's a flower show. So no matter when you come, you'll see something new and different. We have more fountains than any other garden in the United States, and one of the major fountain collections in North America.
A big feature is the dazzling, colorful performances on Friday and Saturday nights.
It's a half-hour fountain show in our main fountain garden set to music, and literally the fountains dance to the music, and they're illuminated, and it's really spectacular. And it's every kind of music from classical to pop.
But years before this was a public garden, Longwood was the creation of a man who really loved plants.
Our founder was Pierre Samuel Dupont, who in 1906 learned about a historic arboretum that was supposed to be cut for lumber. And he stepped in and bought the property and bought the lumber contracts to save the trees, and then began building Longwood Gardens.
His weekend residence, built in 1730, is one of the major attractions to see at Longwood and is the oldest building on the property. Today, you can not only enjoy his beautiful gardens, but also become a member.
We are members here. We enjoy coming here in every season. It's fun, and it's always different.
If you happen to come in the summertime, one of the best things we have is our water lily display.
The water lilies are just outside the conservatory, and when you're ready, you can dine and drink at the gardens too.
And one of the things you don't want to miss is our outdoor beer garden. We actually work with our friends at Victory Brewing Company and create beers that are brewed from ingredients grown here right in our garden.
There's no shortage of things to see, and you definitely don't have to have a green thumb to enjoy it.
One of the things I love about bringing someone to Longwood who's never been here before is that they may not think they're a plant person, right? I don't really like to garden, but then they come to Longwood and they are just wowed by the beauty. They're wowed by the fountains. They're wowed by the entire experience, and then they want to come back again and again and again.
And those who return to Longwood Gardens say it's always exciting to see the reactions of first-time visitors.
They're in absolute awe that we lived so close to such a beautiful, beautiful park.
Now, if you enjoy hiking and the great outdoors, there's a spot you'll want to visit in Northeast Pennsylvania.
It is breathtaking. Logan Westrope walks us through Bushkill Falls.
Tucked away in extreme northeastern PA lies what is considered the Niagara of Pennsylvania, Bushkill Falls in Lehman Township section of Pike County. Located right near the New Jersey border, it's an escape to the great outdoors away from all the hustle and bustle. Here at Bushkill Falls, there's already plenty to do right at the front entrance, from a stop at the sweet shop to a tour of the Native American exhibit. But for many, it comes down to visiting the scenic falls. We spoke to Eileen Fields from Bluebell, PA, who is visiting Bushkill Falls for the first time.
If you've never hiked in the woods before, this place is perfect. Really easy to follow, beautiful trails.
Trails that lead you to 8 majestic waterfalls that are well worth the drive no matter where you're from.
It's worth the traveling, man. I drove 2 hours. And the hike was about almost 3 hours, so it was definitely worth it, for sure.
Layla Badar of Burlington, New Jersey, says Bushkill Falls has been on the top of her bucket list for a while, and she will travel near and far for a good hike.
I've been dreaming for this place long time, and I drove 2 hours and 45 minutes to just come over here and to see this beautiful falls.
Now here at Bushkill Falls, it's pretty easy to follow the trails. You pick from one of the 4 to choose from and just follow the color markings here on the trees. If you're into an easier, quicker hike, the green and yellow trails may be more suited for you. For a longer and more intensive journey for the more avid hikers, consider taking the blue or red trails. But no matter which path you take, you must make a pit stop at Main Falls, which features picturesque sights of the 100-foot drop. Carlos Machado told us this was his first time visiting Northeast PA, and no matter what age you are, there's plenty to do.
It's a lot of exercise, one, and number 2 is the falls are really interesting. The whole layout is very nice, well done for people like my age to come and enjoy.
Aside from the views of the waterfalls, don't forget about the great Pennsylvania wildlife. And speaking of animals, the trail welcomes your furry friends on a leash as you navigate through the blissful waterways of this hidden gem.
You can do a short hike, you can do a longer hike. Just be aware you will be walking up at the end, so be ready.
For Destination PA, I'm Logan Westrope.
19 years ago, the world turned its attention to a field in Somerset County, the impact site of United Airlines Flight 93.
Jordan Tracy shows us the memorial honoring the brave men and women who stopped further destruction from reaching Washington, D.C.
We can look back as a nation 19 years later, and there's a huge debt owed to the individuals on board that plane.
Visitors of the Flight 93 memorial are first greeted by the Tower of Voices. Dedicated in 2018, the tower currently has 8 prototype chimes of the 40 that will be installed for each passenger and crew member.
That will ultimately represent the voices of the passengers and crew who were on board this flight. So it's a symbolic tribute to their voices, their everlasting voices.
Next is the visitor center that outlines the full timeline of the flight and has interactives like hearing the phone calls made by those on board the flight. While the hours are the same, the pandemic had changed some things at the center. The building operates as a one-way entrance and exit, and there may be temporary closures from time to time.
Some of the interactives that are part of our exhibits, where you learn about the story of Flight 93, some of those features may or may not be available depending on how much of a crowd we have here when you visit.
The site also offers outdoor recreation by way of 2 trails totaling more than 2 miles that connects all of the different exhibits.
Takes visitors across an 800-foot long wetlands bridge, which is on the same curvature as the trail the whole way as it descends from the visitor center down to the Memorial Plaza where we're currently at.
The Memorial Plaza features the wall of names leading to a wooden gate made of 40 angles representing each passenger and crew member. The gate leads to the boulder marking the impact site of Flight 93. It's only opened each year after the ceremony in September to lead family members of those on board down to the site.
Despite the pandemic, officials with Flight 93 Memorial say there will be a ceremony in September.
Imagine having to get permission to buy your child a new toy.
Whatever they think that they want to change, they have to get the permission of the bishop of the church district.
Coming up on Destination PA, an inside look at the Amish community in Lancaster County.